Everyone, Tim Ryan, and joining me at ringside, Sugar Ray Leonard and Gil Clancy for this important and what we think will be an exciting lightweight bout this afternoon. And Ray, let's talk first about Hector Camacho. You've been watching him here several times on CBS as he has developed as a young professional, unbeaten in 20 bouts. Where do you see him now in the boxing picture, and particularly in his divisions?
Well, Tim, I feel that Camacho is the strongest candidate now for the championship. I mean, he has all the fluid movements. He gives you angles, and you will see that today.
Well, of course, Gil Clancy, Cubanito Perez is another opponent who comes in highly rated. He's unbeaten in 25 bouts, ranked number 20 in the world. Could be higher except for some inactivity. What about him and how he stacks up against Hector?
Well, Tim, Cubanito is tall and rangy, good power in either hand. Likes to set everything up with the jab, but the question today is, can he hit Camacho with that jab?
Well, yesterday, Gil Clancy and Ray Leonard continued their analysis in the gym here in Phoenix. Let's take a look.
Gil, you be Perez, I'm Camacho. You know, a lot of people talk about the best punch for a southpaw is the right hand, lead off right. Gil, throw your right hand. You see what happened? I've angled, and you reached in, and a guy like Camacho with great hand and foot speed.
All right, yeah, Ray. But anytime I have a guy fight a southpaw, I always tell him, always move to your left. Forget the right hand. Get close, hook underneath, bring yourself close to hit him with that right hand.
Yeah, Gil, but that's easier said than done. Once again, a guy like Camacho with great hand and foot speed, he's always maintained the angle. He gets on the outside, always in control.
Yeah, but Ray, I don't care how good Camacho is. Perez is a good fighter, too. And there's going to be times when they're going to be on the inside trading punches.
Well, Gil, even inside, somehow Camacho is able to manage that foot on the outside. He can punch and get out, always in control. Hey. Tell you a cute thing that he does, and I love him for it. He purposely misses the jab. It comes out his opponent's neck, all of a sudden he steps to the left and whammo.
Yeah, Ray, that's a punch you never see coming. Those are the kind that knock you dead, and that's what happened to Montes.
Well, I'm not sure the former welterweight champion of the world still weighs at 147 pounds, but I can tell you this, I don't think Clancy made the weight for yesterday's bout. Nonetheless, gentlemen, you made a very interesting point about the John Montes fight. Let's go back and take a look at exactly what happened in Anchorage, Alaska, here on the CBS, and here is that first round action, Gil.
Tim, you have to watch very closely because Camacho's so fast. There he is escaping from Montes, moving around, looking to set something up. There's that right jab and the left hand right behind it. You know, it's so fast you hardly see it coming, and Montes didn't see it coming. That's what happened.
Well, you expect that kind of action here early today, Ray?
Well, I feel that Camacho, with his foot speed, he's going to dance circles around Perez, but if Perez is able to hurt him, might see a change.
All right. Well, of course, that means for Hector Camacho, it's a chance to knock off another unbeaten. For a man like Cubanito Perez, he knows for sure a victory today puts him among the top lightweights.
Yes, Tim, it's a very big move for Cubanito. He's 25-0. Nobody's recognized him. I don't know why. He should be in the top 10. So it's a very important fight for him.
All right. Well, that fight is coming up live here from Phoenix, Arizona. Hector Macho Camacho from New York and Cubanito Perez from Santa Ana, California. When we return, right now, let's go back to Pat.
Hector Macho Camacho and Cubanito Perez from Phoenix, and we'll take you there from your local station. Tim Ryan, Camacho and Perez. So let's go now to Tim Ryan.
Thank you, Pat. We are back in Phoenix, Arizona at the Civic Plaza. Hector Camacho and Cubanito Perez ready to go in this important lightweight bout. Let's go to our ring announcer, John Moynihan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of the afternoon from the Civic Plaza Assembly Hall in Phoenix, Arizona. National in conjunction with Round 1 Productions Incorporated presents a scheduled 10-round lightweight bout sanctioned by the Arizona State Athletic Commission. The judges for this afternoon's contest are Dr. L. Michael Munoz, Don Cox, and Joe Garcia. The referee from Tucson is Bobby Ferrara. And now, in the blue corner, ranked number 20 by the WBC as a lightweight, with an undefeated record of 25 victories, 21 by knockout, weighing in at 35 pounds, in the white trunks with red trim from Santa Ana, California, Cubanito Perez. And in the red corner, the North American Boxing Federation Super Featherweight Champion, with an undefeated record of 20 victories, 11 by knockout, weighing in at 134 pounds, in pink trunks with blue trim, the pride of Spanish Harlem from New York City, Hector Macho Camacho.
The referee, Bobby Ferrara from Tucson. He will not figure in the scoring. 10-point must system in effect here in Arizona with the scoring done by 3 judges at ringside. Let's listen to the referee.
10 seconds, listen, polls. I want you guys out of the ring and get those mouthpieces in those bouts, okay? I understand. If I get you guys a break, I ask for a break. I want a clean break. I want a clean fight. And I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys fight it. I'll just work and watch it for you, okay? Let's have a good fight. Shake hands.
The tail of the tape has Hector Camacho, 20 years of age, standing 5'5", 5'1". Cubanito Perez has told some people he stands 5'10". Most everybody feels that he's probably between 5'8" and 5'9". The point being he will have a height advantage, and he has a big upper body, this young man, as you can see. He's a strong, strong young man. Ranked number 20 in the world by the WBC. Here lays Cubanito Perez from Santa Ana, California, in the white trunks. And Hector Macho Camacho in his Easter pink today. And Macho Camacho unbeaten in 20 professional bouts.
Tim,
Round number 1. Go ahead.
I think one of the things we should watch for early is who dictates the way they move. It's going to be to Camacho's advantage to move to his right. And again, Perez is going to try to keep Camacho moving the way he wants him to move. Very, very important in this fight.
Both men got into the ring without showing any signs of perspiration, which means they didn't really warm up. Camacho was having a ball dancing. I think this is a very delicate round for both fighters. In fact, they should be loosened up as the rounds progress. So anything may happen this very first round.
A full house here at the Civic Plaza in Phoenix, Arizona, to watch Hector Macho Camacho and Cubanito Perez. And Hector gave the crowd quite a show coming in while we were away with other programming as he was doing his dance to the Macho Man tune. And one thing about Hector is he always appears to be a little too tense, a little too nervous before these fights.
Maybe that's a problem. One thing to point out, in fact, Gil and I, we demonstrated that the fact that Camacho gets that angle, he keeps his right foot outside, the lead foot outside his opponent's foot.
Macho was in the gym while you and Gil were doing that videotape yesterday, and he was nodding approvingly as you guys were demonstrating what he does. Big left hook by Camacho to the body of Perez.
Perez has to watch out for that looping left hand of Camacho because it's coming so much speed. So he has to keep that right hand up.
And Camacho has to be careful that he doesn't get tagged by that good straight right hand of Cubanito Perez. Perez is a good puncher, but whether he can get set with the fantastic speed of Camacho is another question.
This will be an awkward fight for Perez, mainly because of not just the speed, but the awkwardness of fighting southpaw because it's an unorthodox style.
Under a minute to go in round number 1, scheduled for 10.
See Hector just gliding to his right, making Perez pick up that left foot.
Camacho weighed in at 134, Perez right at 135. Camacho, of course, still hoping to fight for the 130-pound junior lightweight crown against Bobby Camacho, but so far they've been unable to get that fight together.
Tim, he's not fighting his brother. It's Bobby Chacon.
Did I say Camacho? I'm sorry, Bobby Chacon. Under 30 seconds to go. Hector's mother, Maria, is here, and she was in Anchorage, Alaska for his one-round victory over John Montez. Final seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 10.
An agent's work is never done.
Yours is, John.
All right.
Are you here for a piece of the rock?
No, we're here for you. You're kidding. I'm a prudential agent.
Good. You probably have plenty of life insurance for your family.
Sure. Nothing gives you peace of mind like a piece of the rock.
More people choose Prudential than any other life insurance.
Get a piece of the rock. This just isn't my day. According to our records, it is.
Prudential.
2, a scheduled 10-round lightweight bout in the white trunks. Irles Cubanito Perez from Santa Ana, California. Hector Camacho in pink. Camacho ranked number 2 in the world by the WBC at 130 pounds and number 7 by the World Boxing Association. 20 years of age, 3-time New York Golden Glove champion. Cubanito Perez ranked number 20 as a lightweight by the WBC. Had a period of inactivity which cost him a place in the rankings because he was suffering from allergy problems, which he says he has under control now. And he has been much more active. 1982.
Tim, Cubanito Perez's height may prove to be an added problem for Camacho, for the simple reason that Camacho depends on those angles. He likes to feint you out, but he's a little further away from Perez because of Perez's reach and height. May make a little bit of a difference, a little bit more of a problem for Camacho than he normally has.
Well, now Perez is starting, he should be using that left hand a lot more, getting himself in position to throw a right hand because he finished with a good stiff hand, right hand, so right in the bell.
They banged heads in there pretty good just now.
Perez described Camacho as a dirty fighter. He was expecting some of the rough tactics that Camacho has shown in some of his earlier fights. Perez wasn't too disturbed by that. He said, I can handle it, but I'm expecting it. We'll see if that develops.
You know what I like about Camacho also, Tim, the fact that even, because of the height advantage that Perez has over him, Camacho still utilizes that left jab. So his right jab because he's a southpaw.
Just missed with a big wide swinging left hook, and Perez ties him up. We're in round 2. The referee is Bobby Ferrara from Tucson, Arizona, has worked in 4 World Championship bouts. He will not figure in the scoring. The 10-point system in effect here in Arizona. 3 judges at ringside. Under a minute to go. Round number 2.
As fast and quick as Camacho is, what he could be doing, which could create problems for Perez, is give him a lot of head and body feints. And he's doing it now.
Good combination by Camacho, and again Perez ties him up, and that top strand of the ropes appears to be a little loose. Gentlemen, I think that can be a factor.
Especially, a guy like Camacho gets against the ropes, he's short too, he'll go through those ropes.
Perez is showing Camacho that right hand every once in a while. Even though he doesn't land it, it gives Camacho something else to think about, keeps him from rushing in as quickly as he usually does.
What Perez is trying to do, he's trying to measure that right hand with that left jab.
Oh, Ray, would he like to land that big right hand?
Final seconds of round
2. When you stay at a big, fancy hotel, you pay for a lot more than your room. You don't fancy hotel to get a big, comfortable room. You can get one at Howard Johnson's, along with a big bathroom, an oversized bed, and even some special care in our executive section. All at a sensible price. At Howard Johnson's, we don't care about the fanfare. We care about the things that count most.
Baby, you're the best, and I'm gonna keep you that way.
Keep your car running like new at Sears Spring Car Care Sale. Save $15 on Sears 45 battery, only $39.99 with trade-in. Save $7 on Steady Rider shocks, only $14.99 plus labor. Warranted as long as you own the car. Save 30% on Sears Super Guard steel-belted radials, warranted for 40,000 miles. At Sears Tire and Auto Centers, we install confidence day and night. Sears.
Number 3, Tim Ryan with Sugar Ray Leonard and Gil Clancy live from Phoenix, Arizona. Hector Camacho in pink. Irles Cubanito Perez in the white trunks. And so far, having gotten through the first round, which a lot of people certainly made him aware of the fact that John Montez, another highly regarded lightweight, all of a sudden caught that one punch in Anchorage and was gone. Perez said, I'm not too concerned about that. I know I'm going to be there. And here he is, looking strong.
Something should happen now, Tim, because Camacho picked the tempo of the fight up. So he's got to get busy now. A lot more aggressive. So you may see some pretty good shots thrown here.
Right now, Perez is the more relaxed of the 2 fighters. He's measuring Camacho a little bit more. Camacho is a little bit tight, trying a little bit too hard. I think he's trying a little too hard to impress.
Perez showed some of that physical strength that is quite obvious by looking at his frame. That last exchange as Camacho kind of rushed at him. Perez just grabbed him and muscled him back.
Watch when Perez throws his left jab. Notice it stays out there for a second or two. Now, that's too long because Camacho can't counter that.
Not only did he let it stay out there a little too long, but he jabs across his body, which leaves him open for Camacho's right hook if Camacho slides over.
Well, the reason Camacho is able to land punches, you notice he'll step back and then come back in.
Well, he's not being the aggressor now, Camacho. He's trying to figure this Perez out. Perez is a tough cookie.
Perez, with 21 knockouts and 25 wins, has not been in there against any household names. Perhaps his best win was a 10-round decision over the war horse and trial horse Arturo Leon, who makes a difficult fight for everybody, and Perez scored a win. But he has not been in against the caliber of competition that Camacho has in his 20 wins.
Well, Camacho is really trying to open him up with feints. He's feinting, but when he's trying to punch, he's just letting him go a little too fast, and so far they haven't been on the mark. Or not really on the mark.
I really thought that Camacho would be able to just dance circles around Perez, but see, Perez is not allowing Camacho to do that. Mainly because of the problems of the height that he has and that long left jab. And he should keep it out there more often.
We're under a minute remaining in round number 3 of a scheduled 10-round lightweight bout live from Phoenix.
It's very difficult to fight a taller fighter because you have to find a way to get inside. It takes a lot of head feints and body movement, lateral movement, angles. It takes a variation of things to get inside on a taller fighter.
Under 30 seconds to go in this third round. Two outstanding young American lightweight boxers, born in Latin countries, one from Cuba, one from Puerto Rico. Both have been in this country since early in their youth. Final seconds of round number 3.
My music keeps me going in more ways than one. If I'm not riding a concert, I'm flying to one. So I really appreciate relaxing. Just me and my Skoal. Skoal's wintergreen flavor's #1 with me. Just a pinch gives me real tobacco pleasure without lighting up anytime, anywhere.
Mr. Daniels, smoking or non-smoking?
Smokeless, darling.
Go smokeless with Skoal or Copenhagen. A pinch is all it takes.
Well, this 18-wheeler came a-ballin' along down I-10 east of El Paso. The lady driver was cute, so we tailed that old brute till we noticed we was low on gas. So we coasted on into Phoenix, though we couldn't hardly manage a smile. At Phoenix, they're my kind of mighty fine, friendly folks, smile at the country mile. At Phoenix, they're my kind of mighty fine, friendly folks.
They're my kind of folks at Phoenix.
Round number 4, Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, Sugar Ray Leonard, live from Phoenix. You're looking at Hector Camacho in pink, his Easter outfit, and Cubanito Perez in the white trunks. And we're into the 4th round, and so far Camacho, who likes to have his own way early, has not been able to do so. Gentlemen, why not?
Well, Perez is holding his own. I mean, he's using his jab, he's walking in, he's being aggressive, and he's creating problems for Camacho. Camacho, on the other hand, trying to get punches off before he's settled, before he has his balance.
Gil, you think the Perez height advantage has been a factor early?
Well, it's 3 things. Number 1 is the height advantage. He's using that left jab, and every once in a while he throws a straight right hand. Even if it doesn't hit Camacho, it keeps him honest and gives him something to think about. And if you notice, that Perez is the aggressor now in the fight.
Perez said before the fight, as much as he has admired Camacho's skills in the ring from what he's watched on television, he wondered if he could take a punch. He said, that's what I intend to find out today. He says, yeah, he can box, he's fast, he's got it all, but can he take a punch? Nobody's ever really hit him.
You notice every time Perez throws that overhand right, he misses. Mainly because Camacho is anticipating that. Straight right hand. What Perez needs to do, bring it under sometime. Throw some uppercuts. You have to throw a variation of punches. You just can't throw the same punch over and over again.
Well, that's a good point, Ray. And watching Perez in past fights, he is not a big body puncher. He tries to get that big right hand in, and of course it's worked against most of his opponents. He's been taking people out early.
All right, well, now, we all know that Camacho has that fantastic foot speed, and what he's doing, he's jumping in. But when you fight a taller guy, one of the things you really have to do is make him punch, slip the punch, and counter. And Camacho does not do that. When you throw a punch at Camacho, you don't hit him because he jumps back or he jumps to the side. He's got to get himself in position to counter when Perez misses a punch.
Well, Camacho just threw the punch that I wanted to see him throw, and that was a body shot. He threw a jab to the body. And he can slow a fighter down, especially a taller fighter, bring his hands down, work his body, and work him at angles, side to side, give him a lot of lateral movement, a lot of head feints.
Under a minute to go, Perez continuing to load up on that right hand. Has landed a couple, but not a real solid right hand shot.
Camacho can counter that jab, the left jab of Perez. It comes out, and Camacho can throw a hook.
There's an example of Camacho moving in quickly and throwing a punch, and another good one. But he would be punching a lot better if he slipped the punch and caught the guy when he's coming in.
Well, he's doing now what he's supposed to be doing. He's giving a lot of feints, and he's starting to connect now.
He hurt Perez with that straight left hand, and there's another one.
Yes, he did. He moved him back onto his heels. Perez immediately tried to indicate to Camacho that he had not been hurt by it, but he was rocked. Final seconds of round number 4.
We engineered the new Ford LTD around its most important component, its driver. Because every mile a family car is driven comfortably and quietly, it must be ready to react immediately. LTD's suspension of gas-filled shocks, struts, and stabilizer bars gives the driver a positive sense of control. The new Ford LTD. Comfort when you want it. Capability when you need it. Have you driven a Ford lately?
When you pinged your first pong, you were being prepared for something. When you downed your first Martian, when you ate your first power pill, you were being prepared for something far greater.
Because those game machines were early versions of computers.
And what you were being prepared for was a real version of a computer, the Commodore VIC-20.
Games like you've never seen before, but more important, true computing. Commodore VIC-20, a real computer for the price of a toy.
Round number 5, live from Phoenix, Arizona, a scheduled 10-round lightweight bout. Cubanito Perez on the left and white. Hector Camacho and pink on the right. We're into the 5th round. Perez, because of his knockout record, has gone past 5 rounds only 6 times out of his 25 bouts. He is used to taking people out early. Camacho with 11 KOs in 20 fights. Perhaps a little surprised that Perez is still there. Are you, Gil?
No, I'm not, because, again, Perez has got the punching power, and he has the height to keep Camacho honest. Camacho just can't walk in and hit this guy. He's got to set him up first, and that's not an easy job. Of course, last round, Camacho started to get the range, landed 3 good straight left hands, but Perez is in there.
You see those body shots now thrown by Camacho. Those, once again, those are the kind of shots that's going to be able to slow Perez down. And I am, at this point here, impressed with Perez's performance. He's been holding his own.
One thing for sure is he has not been intimidated. He's very relaxed. Came into the fight with confidence and has displayed that. But he was rocked again by Camacho. His best punch came late in the last round, round 4.
But Perez started to wait for Camacho, and this is what Camacho wants. He wants a fighter to wait for him, and he can get off 4, 5, 6 punch combination.
Perez has to lead, as you say, Ray. He's got to get off himself once in a while. He's waiting to see what Camacho's going to do, but Camacho's so fast that he can get in and out so quickly.
Another thing, Gil, Perez is waiting for one punch. That is the right hand. He's trying to measure Camacho with the left jab and come with the right hand, but you can't just do that. You can't look for a knockout because it never comes. Once again, the overhand right misses Camacho. He needs to throw his punches on it, throw some uppercuts.
Ray, if I was in Perez's corner, I'd say, forget about throwing that right hand at his chin. Aim it right at his chest, and you'll probably hit him in the chin.
At least you hit something.
Under a minute to go in the 5th round.
Look how he can jump in. He's 9 miles away, and he's able to jump in and hit Perez with that left hand.
With his quick hand speed, it's easy to talk a lot about Camacho's offense, but he's very good defensively, slipping punches, ducking, bobbing, weaving, and blocking with his hands. Not an easy target to hit. It all starts with a good foot speed, I guess,
well,
Ray.
Well, Camacho, he's just like I was. It's the fact that he's trying to look too impressive for himself, and it creates problems. You get frustrated.
Well, look good every time out, every minute of every round.
Yes, every time.
You know, you can see the look of frustration on Camacho's face just when you were saying it, Ray. He was facing me.
I think he heard.
Final seconds of round 5. Right hand by Perez.
This is the wrong time to find out you don't have the right insurance. That's why it's a good idea to see an independent insurance agent before you buy your policy. Your independent agent can give you expert advice on how to choose the right coverage at the right price. And they're offering this free booklet that makes choosing the right insurance a little easier. Get it before you need it. Look in the yellow pages for your independent insurance agent, the more than one company agent.
I do one thing, do. Do one thing for as long as I have, you get to be the best. Like Kentucky Fried Chicken. They do one thing, great chicken. They cook it up hot and tender like my music. I sing scat, they do that, like nobody else, right? Kentucky Fried Chicken, they do chicken.
Number 6, Tim Ryan with Joe Clancy and Sugar Ray Leonard, and a good finish to round 5 by Cubanito Perez, landing a left and a right, and back Camacho into the ropes.
Well, Tim, we had mentioned the way to fight a southpaw is to nail him with a left hook, and Perez nailed Hector with a good left hook, froze him, and then nailed him with a right hand. But it was the left hook that started it all.
You know, Gil, I see something very unusual. You know, we talked about and we demonstrated the fact of keeping for Perez to keep his foot on the outside, but he's keeping on the inside. He still landed. Guess because of the height.
The height, that makes a big difference, Ray.
But when he threw a left hook, his foot was on the outside.
Well, you know, Hector is moving a lot more to his own left than I normally see him do. Instead of him speeding around the ring, using that jab, moving to his right. Now, you notice he's moving the way I don't believe you should fight when you're... He's moving right towards Cubanito, which would bring him into punching exchanges, and I don't think that's the best place for Hector to be.
Well, I guess he wants to change. I guess he wants to see whether or not he can take a punch.
Well, that's what he wants to do, and that's what's happening. Look, made a nice switch and came back that time. But he's having his hands full right now. Him with a good, strong, rangy lightweight.
Again, you notice that Perez keeps that foot there on the outside of Camacho's lead foot.
You know, Camacho's going to have to do something big because you can just see the momentum turning, and Perez is getting a lot of confidence now. He's fighting with confidence.
Well, he's the aggressor, and Camacho is moving back. And Perez is starting to land some pretty good telling blows. I think the mistake now Camacho is making, he's letting Perez gain momentum and gain more and more confidence.
2 unbeaten lightweights. 25-0, the record of Cubanito Perez, and misses with that big right hand.
He wants to land that right hand. So
let me tell you something about it with that right hand. He was able to throw it. Even though he missed, he didn't have to pay because Hector didn't counter it. That's like giving you free shots.
Under a minute to go in round 6. Another thing that you often say, though, Gil, is you miss enough of those, and it takes an awful lot out of you, more so than if you land them.
That's correct. Missing punches gets you tired.
That was
scored by Camacho.
You know what happened? The reason that happened was the fact that he waited. He held his
very low. Camacho just landed one way south of the border. That was down in Central America somewhere.
Perez was hesitant in throwing that right hand. And Camacho was able to counter that.
20 seconds remaining, round 6. Perez in white, Camacho in pink.
This is trying to be a good fight now for Perez.
Coming to the end of the 6th round, and Perez knowing full well what this fight means to him. The Macho Man has created a lot of excitement in boxing. It can be Perez's turn.
This is the time, America. Go for it. Go for Michelin and get all the tire your money can buy. Go for Michelin Performance. Go for Michelin fuel economy and long tire life. Go for Michelin handling. Don't settle for less. Go for Michelin. This is the time. This is the tire. This is the place. We put America on radials. We want to put you on Michelin.
If you're as proud of your lawn as I am of mine, you want it to look as perfect as a golf course. So I mow it like a pro with the Jacobson Super Bagger. Its cut is adjustable to within fractions of an inch. And the command control system is right at your fingertips. My Jacobson gives me the best looking lawn in the neighborhood. And that is not easy when your next door neighbor is Pebble Beach.
We cut the wood. We mow the lawn. We clear the snow. Nobody does a job around the home or farm like Home Life Jacobson.
Round number 7, Hector Camacho has been getting his money's worth from Cubanito Perez here this afternoon through 6 rounds of the scheduled 10-rounder. Perez continuing to try to land a big right hand, and he just paid the price for that miss, as this time he took a left back from Camacho. One thing before this fight, the usual conversations with Camacho include his wanting to be a 3-time champion, junior lightweight, lightweight, and junior welter.
Tim, Camacho got hurt with 2 body shots before he backed into the corner. You know, Camacho was talking about fighting for the title. He was talking about everything except about fighting Cubanito Perez. He may have looked past Perez, which is something that upsets him made him.
Well, he's not looking past Perez now.
No, Perez has an angry welt underneath his right eye, though. Although it's no factor at the moment.
The injustice of fighters that are not really known has that national recognition. The fact is bad. But all of a sudden you see that this kid, Perez, he's capable, and he's a legitimate contender.
Unbeaten in 25 with 21 knockouts, and of course, when you have a record like that, yeah, he's good, but who's he fought? That's the inevitable question. Of course, Perez feeling that he's ready for the best. He's getting this opportunity here today to show he is a legitimate contender.
You know, Tim, the question could be asked now, who wants to fight him?
That's right.
He's tough, I mean, really.
Tim, another point, I want to make the same point again. Camacho is staying outside, and he jumps in with his punches. So even if he lands one, his momentum is bringing him in where he can't throw and land 3 or 4 punches at a time. He lands 1 punch, and Perez is able to grab him and tie him up. He's not keeping his weight over his feet. A little too far away, and he has to jump in to punch. Whereas Perez is able to glide in behind that jab, and once in a while he can get off 2 or 3 punches at a time.
Under a minute to go, round number 7.
There goes the jump in again. Perez is able to tie him up.
What I feel is going to happen is the fact that when Camacho jumps in the way he has been, if Perez comes with an overhand right, if he's able to time it, that's what he's going to have to do, time Camacho as he comes in.
Well, that is very, very difficult, Ray, because Camacho uses every feint in the book. He every once in a while he even stamps his foot, which is a feint the old-timers used to use. You don't see that too much anymore. How about you? You're an old-timer. Did you use that?
I've never used that.
Coming down to 20 seconds left in round number 7. I scored rounds 5 and 6 very close, which means it could be even on the judges' scorecards. Good combination landed by Camacho. But when we come back for round number 8, let's analyze how we see this fight to this point. It's a test for Camacho for sure, and an opportunity for Perez.
It could happen again. Head wall's icy. Forget about it.
The best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing else like it. Budweiser Light.
You gotta reach deep inside. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light.
The best. You found it in yourself, and now you found it in the beer you drink.
Budweiser.
Round number 8. Scheduled 10-round lightweight bout. Hector Camacho in pink. Cubanito Perez in white. And some of these rounds, in my opinion, gentlemen, have been a little bit hard to score. How do you see it at this point?
Well, Tim, I have it 4-1 Camacho, 2 even, but each round is close.
Gil?
Very similar to the way I have it. I have it 4-1-2, but a couple of the rounds I wasn't quite sure who won the rounds. I gave it to Camacho just on a little superior ring generalship and speed.
He just scored a good combination there before he was tied up by Perez. Referee Bobby Ferreira separating the fighters.
Another question was whether or not Perez would be intimidated by all the antics and animation of Camacho. And normally it works. It has a psychological advantage, but it can also work against you. It makes your opponent so mad that he gets in there and he wants to knock your block off.
If he has that kind of confidence himself, which in his quiet way Perez has demonstrated before the fight and certainly in the fight.
Well, it's evident that it has not bothered Perez at all.
I'll tell you something that's bothering Camacho, his protective cuff. It's not sitting on him properly, and you see every once in a while he tries to grab to adjust it. That's something else he has on his mind.
Between rounds, they tried to tape it on more snugly. Evidently have not been able to secure it too well.
Come on.
He better have Perez totally on his mind.
It appears to me now that Perez is slowing down.
Well, as Tim mentioned, he's knocked out so many guys early that he hasn't had that much experience going 10 rounds.
And at this pace, I mean, the clinching, the holding, the grabbing, the spinning, and the punches, the whole thing combined, it wears you out, it wears you down.
He has only been 10 rounds twice, 9 rounds once in 25 outings.
Now this is when Camacho should test and see whether or not fatigue has set in on Perez. Pick up the tempo.
Now there's one of the few times that Camacho was able to throw a combination and move back out without Perez grabbing him. Yeah, there's the grabbing again after the combination.
Macho trying to combat that by punching inside while he is being held and while he's holding himself with the other hand.
That's just showmanship, Tim. Both guys can slap each other around when they're walking around like that. I don't think the judges give him too much credit for that.
Look at the defense of Camacho.
None of those punches landed. They may have looked good to the crowd, and the crowd cheered, but not one punch landed.
Camacho keeps his hand very high, and he arrives with each punch.
25 seconds left in round 8. That's that good defense we alluded to earlier, well beyond his obviously good offense. Missed with the left. Coming to the end now of round number 8, a scheduled 10-rounder.
4-punch combination by Camacho.
Have you driven a Ford? Then you don't know what you're missing. Have you driven a Ford? When was the last time you had a car like this to drive? Talking about the kind of car that brings the road alive. Remember how long has it been? Put the key in, put the top down, let it go. You got that feeling again. Have you driven a Ford? Look out, and you don't know what you're missing. Have you driven a Ford?
Round number 9 of a scheduled 10-rounder, and Camacho comes out quickly from his corner, perhaps a little frustrated. Perez, as we commented, not been this distance too often. Indeed, this is only the 3rd time that he has been into the 9th round in his 25 fights.
They just collided with heads. Fortunately, nothing happened.
Perez also landed a right hand right in the beginning of the round, Ray, and it was a pretty good right hand. Has Hector backing up now.
I'll be curious to see how Camacho, how he says, how strong this guy can punch, how heavy this guy can punch.
Hector is now bleeding from the nose. He got hit with a pretty good right hand right at the start of the round.
Hector Camacho, managed and trained by Bill Giles. Jackie McCoy, the manager and trainer of Cubanito Perez.
Another low blow by Perez. But it's unintentional because once what happens, the guys get inside and they grab here. They clinch up.
Perez has a good opportunity now, Ray. If he can slide over to the left and really become the aggressor, because Hector's a little tired too.
I like to see what, a left hook by Perez. That's what I was about to say. I want to see a
You
left
just saw
hook.
the left hook by Perez.
A good left hook, too. A left hook to the body and a right hand to the head.
Nothing much of a body puncher in this fight so far, Perez.
Tim, this has been a good round for Perez up to this point.
And this is a good opportunity, Gil. Perez needs to stay on top of this Camacho and keep punching. He has the opportunity. He has his man against the ropes. And I'm sure that's where he wants him. Now he should go to work.
The people sense it. They know that Hector's getting a little tired.
Under a minute to go. We're live from Phoenix, Arizona. And a good Easter Sunday afternoon crowd here to watch Hector Camacho and Cubanito Perez.
And now this is when Camacho should utilize that gifted hand speed. He could be scoring points now, throwing a lot of punches. Not really hard, but just scoring points. Now both guys are waiting for each other. They become more hesitant.
Good right hook by Camacho.
Under 30 seconds to go in round number 9.
Perez is tough. He really is.
He's tired, but he's trying. Good combination by Perez, the best of the fight.
Camacho was definitely hurt by that combination. Gathering himself, hanging on, looking to his corner now as we come to the final seconds of the 9th round. There's a bell ending round number 9. Cubanito Perez with a good round, perhaps his best of the fight, and he certainly finished it well, which often in a close round can influence the judges.
Tim, Perez looks very, very tired to me. He had a big, big round. The thing is to put rounds together back to back, and that's going to be very, very difficult because he's expended a lot of energy in that round.
We have 10 more rounds of action to follow this bout.
Well, I think the scoring will be interesting because, as all three of us have said, there have been many rounds that have been close. And while we may go to one guy or the other, the judges at ringside may be having difficulty making a choice in some of those close rounds. We look at Elias Cubanito Perez, and Camacho does himself look to me a little bit concerned, certainly a little frustrated, and a little bit tired.
Well, Camacho looks very serious, and both fighters are fatigue and center with both fighters. This should be a doozy. This round should be a doozy.
Round number 10. Tim Ryan with Sugar Ray Leonard and Gil Clancy watching Hector Camacho and Cubanito Perez, and Camacho opens with a combination that scores.
And Perez is coming after him like an express train now, Tim.
Right hand landed to the chin. Camacho was backing up and reduced the impact somewhat, but it scored.
I'm sure both corners feel there's a fairly close fight, and this round here may be a deciding factor because now both men are going at it.
Now Camacho's circling to his right. Circling to his right. Back in front of Perez again. Not a good place to be.
Perez may use that left hook again, Gil. It's been effective, but he just hasn't been using that much and that often.
Well, here's two good, young, talented fighters. It's just a shame that one of them's going to have to lose.
They are both unbeaten, Camacho and Perez.
You notice the way that Perez works the body. He throws combinations to the head. I'm impressed with the way he goes back to the body. He gets his man trapped, corner against the ropes, and there, he goes to the bodies with those right and left hands.
Well, again, he's throwing 2 and 3 punches where Hector's throwing 1 because his balance is better.
Well, see, and this is a better time than anything to start throwing a lot of punches. The last round in a close fight.
Look at the referee push Perez, and Perez pushed him back.
Short with that right. Camacho ducked under the left. Camacho scores a combination.
Tim, that was significant because when Perez missed the punch, Camacho took a second before he jumped in. Now they're getting rough. Now they're getting rough.
Camacho looked out at somebody in the crowd, said something to them, and at the same time punched while he was holding and being held. There's some of that Camacho speed out of the corner. Trying to finish with flair. Perez stand right there with him. We're under a minute to go in the fight.
Camacho makes his man miss. Has got completely off balance, and then he doesn't come back. He should come back and mix his punches up. Here he's giving his kid momentum once again.
A little tired, Ray. That's why. Ordinarily, he would have been right back on top of the guy. Makes the guy miss by 4 feet and doesn't make him pay. Look at this.
Well, this has certainly been the most difficult fight of Hector Camacho's young career. Win, lose, or draw. Under 30 seconds to go in the fight. Good combination scored by Camacho. The crowd really coming alive. A good solid left hand by Camacho.
Now Perez is calling him in. Perez is calling him in.
Cubanito Perez, win, lose, or draw, has established himself this afternoon. Among the skeptics who might have wondered about that 25-0 record, he's for real.
Yes, he certainly is, Tim. Again, I hate to see a loser in a fight like this.
And there's the end of it. Hector Camacho with a very genuine smile of respect for Perez, which you like to see because he has also sometimes been accused of being too much of a hot dog, a little callous, not due to giving credit where it was due to his opponent, but that was a clear signal of respect to Perez. Camacho knowing that he's been in there with his toughest opponent in his career. So we'll find out how the judges view this. 3 judges scoring on the 10-point must system here in Arizona. As we see it, a close fight, perhaps a very difficult decision to reach. And we'll be back with that decision in a moment. Let's go to Pat Summerall in New York.
This CBS Sports Sunday News Update is sponsored by Prudential.
We'll be going back to Phoenix for interviews and the decision in just a few minutes. 1 week from today, CBS Sports Sunday will bring you a heavyweight fight that is special in many ways. It's a battle of young unbeatens, James Broad and Marvis Frazier. 3 years ago in Atlanta, those same 2 boxers met in the semifinals of the U.S. Olympic trials. Broad knocked out Frazier in 21 seconds, and this, of course, is the rematch. Also on that card is another promising young fighter, Joe Frazier Jr. And we'll also have the Tour of America bike race, and we'll be going back to Phoenix and Tim Ryan right after these messages.
He was always so healthy. Then, poor Harold.
Poor Harold? Harold who?
You, Harold Pearson. Come with us.
You mean I got a wife, I got a kid, a house that's half paid off. A Christmas club.
But you have a piece of the rock. Prudential life insurance.
That'll help.
Nothing gives you peace of mind like a piece of the rock. For your peace of mind, call a Prudential agent and...
A piece of the rock.
I never thought I'd go like nobody ever does.
Prudential.
It's the big Sears Spring Alive sale with savings to brighten your home and your budget.
And there were a clear division of loyalties here on the part of the crowd as the 2 fighters were prancing around the ring trying to perhaps influence the last-minute counting up of the cards. And let's go to our ring announcer, John Moynihan, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Dr. Michael Munoz scores it 99, Camacho, 97, Perez. Judge Joe Garcia scores it 99, Camacho, 93, Perez. And Judge Bob Cox scores it 99, Camacho, 94, Perez. The winner by unanimous decision, Hector Macho Camacho.
Now there it is, unanimous decision for Macho Camacho, and some fans not agreeing, throwing stuff in the ring, and we'll probably pay the price a little bit for this, but Hector, obviously some of the fans here thought that Perez won the fight, but I knew at the end of the fight that you knew this had been your toughest fight yet. He's tough, isn't he?
Well, he was aggressive. He kept the pressure, you know, and he fought a good fight, but I thought I outsmarted him, and I fought him with a lot of defense.
Now, he seemed to be loading up on that right hand. That's his big punch, and it seemed like you had a little bit of difficulty with his height getting inside on him.
Well, he wasn't easy to hit, but then he was throwing that right hand a lot, so I was making him throw it. You know, I used to throw 2 or 3 as much as I can because he wasn't easy to hit.
Was he tougher for you than you expected? You expected to be a 10-round fight?
No, I expected this kind of fight. You know, maybe if I would have got him a little drunk and made him got wild, I would have tagged him with some good ones, but he fought a good fight.
Okay, let's get Cubanito in here. Cubanito, you're last. Let me just, quick word from from Urleas. Obviously, you'd be happier with a win, but certainly your performance today has been the kind of one that will make you a crowd favorite in the future and put your name in front of the boxing public.
Camacho's a good fight. Everybody saying he's a great fight. He's going to be future great, and I felt a little bit. I wasn't that sharp, but next time I'll be sharper.
All right,
good fight. I want to thank everybody back home. Easter, a happy Easter, and a happy Easter to Cindy and Tony and my baby Keisha back home, and my brothers and sisters. Happy Easter, everybody!
All right, Hector. Hector, now another win for you over a lightweight as you send your Easter greetings. What do you want to do next? You still hope for Bobby Chacon?
Well, so far we fighting for it, you know. They're trying to sneak in Boza because he was the #1 contender. But Boza, Chacon signed to fight